Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about structured resolution in Dungeons and Dragons. All right, so I've been saying this for a while, and I was saying, hey, your combat pillar is real. Okay, if you're playing, yeah, I don't care what edition of Dungeons and Dragons you're playing. Every edition of Dungeons and Dragons you're playing, your combat pillar is real. Your interaction pillar is fake, and your exploration pillar is fake. They're not real. Right, and I get so much pushback, right? Like everybody, like, oh, Scott, you're so wrong. My social tell me why my players are weeping at the table. My social interaction is real, right? I get it, right? I'm a guy with a super small channel, and y'all's need to hear it from a credible source, right? Okay, I get it. All right, I'm gonna bring you evidence. I'm saying something that nobody else is saying, or that it appeared that way. It's starting to appear that a lot of people are starting to acknowledge exactly what I've been saying for a while. That the combat pillar is real, and that the social interaction pillar is false, and the exploration is false, right? It doesn't exist yet, okay? And I'm going to present some evidence to you today on that. All right. So, structured resolution in combat, we have it. We know, right? If your human fighter gets into a fight with 10 goblins, we know there is a structured resolution, right? We know what every swing looks like. We know what happens when a non-player character goblin goes to 0 hit points. We know what happens when a player character goes to 0, right? There's a structure. There's a death save. You come up at one hit point if this happens. You die if this doesn't. There's a structured resolution. There is no question what happens, right? Okay. That structured resolution, right, does not exist outside of combat, right? Now, how can we say it? It's not enough for you if Scott Garibay says it. I get it, right? Like, I'm a small channel, right? I'm not, I ain't got 100,000 subs, right? I get it, right? And everybody's like, sub count don't matter. It matters, right? Like, it matters, right? So here's the issue, okay? Teos Abadia, and I can only remember Teos Abadia. It goes by Alpha Stream. And I follow him on Twitter, and that's why I know his name. And whoever the heck else he's talking to, I don't know him because I don't see his awesome content on Twitter every day. Get a Twitter or don't matter, right? That's the world, right? It's not me saying that, right? So Teos Abadia and one other dude who I do not know his name, they do a fantastic job on mastering dungeons. And I'm not just saying they do a tremendous job. Sly Flourish, virtually every show he does, he's like, y'all's got to check out Mastering Dungeons. And the reason why is he's saying, like, these guys are serious. Like, they are in the weeds. Teos Abadia has written for 5th edition, right? Like, they're real deal credible sources. And they were talking at length about an article on their last podcast that said, structured resolution does not exist outside of combat, right? And yes, we understand there was a skill challenge in 4th edition, but the reality is when you go, right, and when your human wizard goes to talk to the noble of the mansion in this region, we don't know what happens because there isn't structured resolution, right? The pillar is not real. Right now, I'm saying the pillar is not real. They said the structured resolution doesn't exist out of combat. And that's my entire point. And here's the kicker that they're not saying, right? Humanity has been changed by Dungeons and Dragons exploration has been changed by literally millions of dungeon masters and players learning everything there is to learn about war and combat and skirmishes, right? It's changed us. We know what a rout is. We know why the samurai sword is so important because it was folded 1,000 times with razor-thin sheets of steel, right? We know what it means to have logistics. We know what it means to flank, right? And there are millions of people who have knowledge in their head. What happens to humanity when we begin to put that incredibly myopic focus, that huge shift in knowledge? What happens when that drops onto learning? What happens when that drops onto learning about ourselves? And that's what social interaction is. And it's part of humanity's intellectual evolution, and we change ourselves as a species as we proceed forward. And we do not proceed forward without cost, and we do not proceed forward without cost. It's real. That's my opinion. What's your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing. Have a wonderful millennium.